We will start with the factor theorem. Okay, so all of you have completed this exercise, your 2.3 up to 2.3, all of you have done, because we have covered all the topic related to this up to exercise 2.3 of your NCERT book. Okay, so it's 2.2 and exercise 2.3 is done by all of you. Okay. Okay, then we will start with the factor theorem now. So factor theorem says that if PA is equal to 0, it implies x minus A is a factor of Px. Okay, so it is just a part of the remainder theorem. As per remainder theorem, we already know that if x minus A, we know that by remainder theorem that if we divide any polynomial Px by x minus A, then remainder we get is PA. Okay, so if you divide Px by x minus A, the remainder will be equal to PA, and if PA is equal to 0, it means x minus A is a factor of Px. Okay, or Px is completely divisible by x minus A. That is what it is saying here, that if PA is equal to 0, it implies that x minus A, okay, is a factor of Px. Okay, so it is just a part of the remainder theorem only. Okay, or you can say this same sentence you can say in the reverse direction, that if x minus A is a factor of Px, then implies that PA will be equal to 0. So this is actually this two sentence that I have wrote here. So this is called the factor theorem basically. Okay, so it is just a part of the remainder theorem. If remainder theorem is clear to all of you, then I don't think there will be any confusion in this. Okay, so we have concluded this two from that remainder theorem only. Okay, so we will do some examples here that will clarify more. So let's we bring the questions here. So this is a question based on factor theorem. So it says that use factor theorem to determine whether x plus root 2 is a factor of this or not. So using this factor theorem, we have to determine that it is a factor of this this polynomial, given polynomial or not. So let's suppose this given polynomial as Px. Okay, so let this given polynomial as Px, and this is equal to 2 root 2 x square plus 5x plus root 2. So this is the given polynomial, and we have to determine that this part, this the given linear equation, that is x plus 2, this algebraic expression, that is x plus root 2, is a factor of this given polynomial, that is Px. So if this x plus root 2 is a factor of this x Px, then you can see this first line, if we got PA is equal to 0, it implies that x minus a is a factor of Px. It means in this case, you can see in this case, as you remember by remainder theorem, okay, so if you compare by these two, you will have a is equal to here minus root 2. So here a is minus root 2, and we just have to show that p minus root 2 is equal to 0. If we are able to show this, then it clearly implies that x plus root 2 is a factor of this given polynomial, that is px. Okay, so we just have to find the value of p minus root 2, and that should come 0. Okay, so let's find the value of p minus root 2. So to find the value of p minus root 2, we just have to put this value minus root 2 at the place of x here in the given expression, that is px. Okay, so 2 root 2 minus root 2 whole square. Sir, why minus root 2? It is root 2 there. Charvi, do you remember the remainder theorem? Remainder theorem, if you remember the remainder theorem, we were taking the x minus a there. Okay, so if it is dividing x by x, if any polynomial getting divided by x minus a, then we used to say that pa will be its remainder. Okay, so it should be in this form, x minus a. Okay, if there will be x plus a, in that case we will consider that a as minus a. It is the we have discussed all this in the last class. Okay, so Catherine and Lakshya, is it clear to both of you that why a is equal to minus root 2, not plus root 2? Okay, so just go through that. We have done the that expressions and the what will be a remainder. Okay, we had created a table there. So just go through that table. Okay, and you will find that a should be equal to minus root 2 here. Okay, so a will be equal to minus root 2. So we just have to find the p minus root 2 here. So p minus root 2 will be equal to 2 root 2 minus root 2 whole square plus 5 minus root 2, and then how it is 2 root 2, which 2 root 2 you are talking about? It is already here 2 root 2. So then root 2. Okay, so we just have to solve this one. So this will be equal to 2 root 2, and minus root 2 whole square will give us 2, and 5 into minus root 2 will give us minus 5 root 2, and then plus root 2. So if we multiply this 2 and 2 get multiplied, so we will have 4 root 2 here minus 5 root 2 plus root 2. Okay, so this you can see all the terms have root 2 here. So this 4 and this root 2 will get added. So we will have 5 root 2 here minus 5 root 2, and that is equal to 0. So you can see we are getting p minus root 2, that is equal to 0. Okay, so if p minus root 2 is equal to 0, then according to factor theorem, it implies that x plus root 2. Okay, so as per factor theorem, we can say that x plus root 2 is a factor of px. Okay, so is it clear to all of you? So we have another question here that examine whether x plus 2 is a factor of, the expression is x cube plus 3x square plus 5x plus c. So this is the question that you have to examine whether x plus 2 is a factor of this given this given polynomial or not. So please use this factor theorem to examine that x plus 2 is a factor of this given polynomial or not. Please try, all of you. It is just for the practice, so please try, all of you. Yeah, is it done? So in this case, this is our polynomial, that is x cube plus 3x square plus 5x plus c 6, and we have to divide it by x plus 2. So in this case, our a will be equal to minus 2 here, because again we have x plus 2. Okay, so a will be equal to minus 2. Okay, do it. Done, Laksh? Catherine, is it done? Still doing? So we have to find p minus 2. That means minus 2 whole cube plus 3 minus 2 whole square plus 5 into minus 2 plus 6. So minus 2, I got 0. Okay. Charv is getting minus 4, and Laksh, what you are getting here? Then if you find minus 2, yes, Laksh?
So doing.
Still doing. Minus 2 whole cube, that will give us minus 8 plus 3. minus 2 whole square, that will give us 4. 5 into minus 2, that will be equal to minus 10 plus 6. So we have minus 8 plus 12 minus 10 plus 6. So you can see this minus and minus, they will get added. So we'll have minus 18 here, and this 12 plus 6, they will get added. So we have plus 18 there. So plus 18 and minus 18, that will give us 0. So this will be equal to 0. Okay, so we are getting p minus 2, 0. It means x plus 2 is a factor of this given expression. So this is your exercise 2.4. Okay, so first question says that determine which of the following polynomials has x plus 1 as factor. So we just have to apply the factor theorem to check whether the x plus 1 is the factor is not or not. So I want all of you to please check the question number third. Please check this third one. Is third one, please check this third one. Is x plus 1 is a factor of this third polynomial or not? Minus and minus get multiplied will give us plus. Minus into minus plus, plus into plus plus rest. If both the sign will be same, then we will get plus. If both sign will be not same, different sign, then we will get minus. You are getting 1. So please check the answer. Is it divisible? Is it factor or not? Catherine, please check the answer at the back of the book. So everybody getting 1, p minus 1 as 1, right? Laksh. Okay, so p minus 1 will be equal to 1, so it is not a factor. So x plus 1 is not a factor of this given polynomial, that is x raised to power 4 plus 3x cube plus 3x square plus x plus 1. Okay, then let's move to the this question number 2, which says that the use the factor theorem to determine whether gx is a factor of px. Okay, it is asking about the gx is a factor of px. So let's see the gx and px here. So here px is this one and gx is already given here. So all of you please try this question number. You are getting 0. What is the answer at the, please check the answer here. I don't have the book right now. Okay. It will be 1, I think, because we will get 1 here. So remainder will be 1 here, not 0. Answer is not 0. Yes. Okay, so it will not be 0 actually, because you can see here that x raised to power 4. So minus 1 raised to power 4 will give us plus 1, then minus 3, then plus 3, then minus 1, then plus 1. This will give us 1 as a remainder. Okay, Charvi, please check your calculation again. So 1 will be the remainder, it will not be 0. Okay, so I think these are similar questions. So you can do the question number 1 and 2 now. So let's move to the, let's me discuss the next question now. So this is our next question. It is also based on factor theorem only. So it says that the find the value of k if x minus 3 is a factor of this. So it is already given that x minus is a factor of this. So now again move to the factor theorem, and if you will read this second point, that is says that if x minus a is a factor of px, it implies that pa will be equal to 0. Okay, so here x minus a is x minus 3. So if x minus 3 is a factor of this, it means if we consider it as px, then p3 will be equal to p3 will be equal to 0. Why? Because x minus 3 is a factor of this given expression, that is px. Okay, so as per factor theorem, if x minus a is a factor of any given polynomial, that is px, then pa will be equal to 0. So here x minus 3 is a factor of this given polynomial, that is k square x square minus kx minus 2. That means P3 should be equal to 0. So we just have to find the P3 here and put that equal to 0. This will give us the value of k here. So just put the value 3 here in this polynomial. So we will have k square into 3a square minus k into 3 minus 2, that is equal to 0. Okay, so this will give us 3 3 is 9k square minus 3k minus 2 is equal to 0. So this is our this is a quadratic equation. So I think all of you should try. Please find the value of k. What are the possible value of k here? I think all of you know how to solve the quadratic equation. So please try and give me the answer. What will be the value of k here? Yeah, Laksh, are you there?
Yes, sir.
But I'm not getting any response from you. Are you understanding it, or are you facing any problem?
Sir, just here a cracker burned.
Okay, so please try this one. Okay, we have this quadratic equation. So please try this one and find the value of k. What will be the equal to k here? So Charvi is saying the k is equal to 1 by 3. All of you, please try. Catherine and Laksh, please find the value of k. Done. It should not take this much time, I think. We just have to apply the middle term splitting here. So I don't think it will take so much time. Catherine, is there any issue? So in middle term splitting, how we do middle term splitting? We are going to multiply first this coefficient of k square, and I can't understand. What you can't understand? Please explain what is the problem here. Okay, middle term splitting you don't understand. So in middle term splitting, we always first multiply this, the coefficient of x square, k square, whatever it will be. So the coefficient of this, whatever this coefficient will be, it can be 1, 2, 3 or anything, okay? So here we have coefficient 9. Sometimes it used to be have 1 only. So in that case, it doesn't matter we will multiply it or not, because anything get multiplied by 1 will give that term again. But here it is 9, and then it get multiplied by this. So we are going to multiply this 2 first. So we have minus 18 here. Okay, 9 into minus 2, that will give us minus 18. Now in second step, you just have to find all the factors of 18. So possible factors of 18 are 1, 2, 3, not 4, not 5, then 6, then 7, 8, 9. Then I don't think we'll get anything else than 18. Okay, so these are possible factors of 18. Okay, now what you have to do in middle term splitting, you just focus on this middle term. That middle term says that we have minus 3 here. Okay, we just have to just have to focus on this coefficient, so that is minus 3 here. Okay, so out of these factors, we just have to find two factors such that the multiplication of those two should give us minus 18, and addition or subtraction, anything addition you can say better. So addition should give us minus 3 and multiplication should give us minus 18. This should be, we should get this one on multiplication and this one on addition. Okay, so all these factors can be taken as positive as well as negative. Okay, so we have that option that we can take any of these factor with positive sign or negative sign. Okay, that depends on you, but the multiplication of those two factors that you are selecting finally should give us minus 18. Okay, that we have got multiplying by these two terms, and the addition of that two factors should give us minus 3. So here we can see you have many options. Let's focus on minus 18 first. So I'm just selecting suppose 9 and 2. Okay, so okay, I'm just showing the example here. So I'm selecting 9 and 2. So 9 into 2 will give us minus 18. Now we need minus 18, so you can put minus sign with either of these. So let's put minus sign with 9 here. So minus 9 into 2 will give us minus 18. But the addition of these two, when we add this 2, minus 9 plus 2, that will not give us minus 3, that will give us minus 7. It means this selection is not right. Okay, then you can select another. Let's select 3 and 6. Okay, so if I'm selecting 3 and 6, okay, so multiplication should give us minus 18. So let's put minus sign with 3 here. So minus 3 into 6, that will give us minus 3 and 6, that will give us minus 18. Okay, so that first one is okay, but if we add this to minus 3 and plus 6, this will give us plus 3, but we need minus 3. Okay, so we are very near. It means we are just taking wrong signs here. So let's take 3 and minus 6. So if you take 3 and minus 6, now you can see 3 into minus 6 will give us minus 18. Okay, and 3 plus minus 6 will give us minus 3. So these are our two splitting. So we are going to split minus 3 as 3 and minus 6. Okay, it means we are going to write now it like this: 9k square plus 3k minus 6k minus 2 equal to 0. Okay, now you just have to take commons from first two terms and last two terms. So first two terms, from first two terms you can take common 3k. Okay, I think taking common is not a big issue, so we can take common 3k here. So we will have 3k plus 1. Then from last two terms we can take common minus 2. So again we will have 3k plus 1. So this will give us 3k minus 2 and 3k plus 1. Okay, so now we just have to put both factors equal to 0 separately, and this will give us k equal to 2 by 3, and this will give us k equal to minus 1 by 3. So these are two possible values of k. Okay, so I think it is clear now. So in this way, we have just found the value of k. Okay, so this type of questions are there in your book also. You can see, let me go to the book again. So here you can see the question number 3. It says find the value of k if k minus 1 is a factor of px in each of the following cases. Okay, so I think all of you should try this question number 4. Please try this fourth one. Very similar question that we have just completed. So please try this one, question number 4. Okay, so it is done. Yeah, in this case, we will not get a quadratic equation because everywhere we just have k only. Okay, so we can easily find the value of k here. Yeah, please check your answer at the back of your textbook. Okay, so if it is 3 by 2 or not. You don't have the answers. I even got the 3 by 2. Okay, then it should be right. Okay, so 3 by 2 is the correct answer. Okay, so now we have next question here. Find the values of a and b so that the polynomials this is our polynomial, that is x cube minus ax square minus 13x plus b, has x minus a and x plus 3 as factors. Okay, so here we are given two factors. So again we are going to apply factor theorem for both of them, x minus 1 for x minus 1 also and x plus 3 also. So if x minus 1 is a factor of this given polynomial, let's consider it as px. Okay, so if x minus 1 is a factor of px, it means p1 should be equal to 0. And if x plus 3 is also a factor of px, it means p minus 3 should also be equal to 0. Right? Is it clear to everyone why p1 is equal to 0 and p minus 3 is equal to 0? Okay, as it is given two factors here, x minus 1 and x plus 3. So I have just applied the factor theorem for both x minus 1 and x as well as for x minus x plus 3. So now we have two equations here. First one says p1 equal to 0. So I'm just going to put the 1 here in this given polynomial. That will give us 1 minus a minus 13 plus b is equal to 0. Okay, it came from p1 equal to 0. And the second one we are going to put minus p minus 3 equal to 0. So if we put p minus 3 equal to 0, so let's put minus 3 in this given polynomial. That will give us minus 3 whole cube minus a minus 3 square minus 13 into minus 3 plus b equal to 0. Okay, so by solving this first one, this will give us minus a plus b and 1 minus 13, that is minus 12. And this will give us 27, minus 27. And this will give us 9 minus 9a. This will be plus 13 3 ja 39 plus b. Okay, so here we have two equations that give us, first one says that b minus a is equal to 12. I have just rearranged all of this, you can please check here. And the second one says b minus 9a is equal to, let's take both of them right side. So we'll have minus 39 plus 27. So this will give us 12, minus 12. Okay, so we have these two equations here, b minus a is equal to 12 and b minus 9a equal to minus 12. Okay, so are you know that how to solve these two equations, linear equations, to find the value of b and a? Any one of you know this part, solving linear equation? We just have to find the value of b and a. If you don't know, then it's okay. Okay, that is fine. You just have to do that. Let's do one thing. Take a right side here. So we will have b equal to 12 plus a. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put this value b, the value of b, which is equal to 12 plus a, in this equation. So at the place of b, I'm going to write 12 plus a now. Okay, so now I will have 12 plus a minus 9a equal to minus 12. So this will give us 12 minus 8a is equal to minus 12. Okay, so now we just have to solve this one. So let's take this 12 also right side. So minus 8a is equal to minus 24. Or a is equal to minus 24 upon minus 8. That will give us 3. So a is equal to 3. Now if a is equal to 3, just put this a equal to 3 here. Okay, so if you put a is equal to 3 here, we will have b minus 3. Let's put directly in this one. So b will be equal to 12 plus 3. That will give us 15. So b is 15 and a is 3. Okay, Catherine, is it clear to you? It is not from NCERT, a little bit higher, but it was a good question. That's why I just discussed it. Okay, then let's see once more NCERT book. So I think we have covered the first one. We can do the first question now easily. Second one can be done also. Third one can be also done. Now we are left with the fourth and fifth. So question number 4 and 5th, that we will do from next class. That will be factorization. So we will see the different method of factorization that we will start from the next class. Okay, so please check, you all of you please cover, please complete till your this cup to question number 3, okay, of this exercise 2.4. Okay, so anyone having any doubt from factor theorem or the remainder theorem, or any doubt from this chapter till this 2.4, so can I ask right now? No doubts? Okay. Okay, then I'm just ending the class now. So please try to cover up to this question number 3. Okay. So we will start with the factorization from next class, and we will see the different methods of factorization there. Okay, thank you. Bye bye.